beautiful people, welcome and welcome back. My name is Deandra. If you are new here, I'm sorry if you hear an echo. I feel like I'm hearing an echo. It just may be just my ears. You're seeing a different scenery because I am visiting family. Yes, I'm on another travel situation, but this is domestic, thankfully. Really quickly, I did wear my Cole hand knitted sneakers, and this was the combination, and I'm wearing green H&M pants. I don't feel like getting up right now. I'm lazy, so just bear with me. I just put on back the jacket just to show you that this is what it was today. But yeah, I have a lot on my mind today, guys, mainly because I've been watching a lot of my fellow content creators. One of them is a bit new to me. I've seen his channel. It is Scottylicious something else. I can't remember it for the life of me, but I'll link it down below. I've been watching India from Bags and Lifestyles, been watching Nancy Karnes, and lots of other people, but those are the main three that I've watched recently that is sparking this video. And I think I'm going to do several different videos to kind of talk about them. One thing in particular, I want to talk about Coach. I feel like I've been getting this feeling as of late, and I really do have a deep love for Coach. I'm not gonna say I don't, but I feel like that love for Coach is a bit more nostalgic. I feel in the past year it has dwindled some, and I feel like it kind of coincides with what a lot of people have been saying. I feel like the first person to spark this conversation that I've seen from the content creators that I watch avidly is Galier, when she was talking about what she's been noticing about Coach's take on their marketing strategy as of late. Then I'm telling you this series of events in terms of the videos, how I watch them. Then recently, several months later, I just watched Nancy Karnes' video about, well, actually, let me not even talk about hers first. Let's talk about Caleb Snell. I do have a video coming out. I don't know when I'm scheduling this video per se, so you may see me talk about Coach in different aspects with different content creators, but this is just me talking about it right now. And I watched Caleb Snell's video about, you know, encouraging us to shop our closet because, you know, we most likely have a lot of these bag trends already in our closet. And if you watch that video in its entirety, he does explain that he was a bit disappointed with what he has been seeing from Coach, at least in the most recent drop, and he didn't feel like the quality was all there. So I'm just taking a little snippet of something that he said, but still go watch the video. I just recently watched another Nancy Karnes video, which was her recent, I'm gonna butcher the name, but I think it's the Burrow bag or Burrow bag. I hope I'm not butchering it, but I'll put the name down below. It was supposedly an it bag. I would say it was like a micro trend or a micro it bag for Coach, not like a serious one like the Coach quilted tabbies or something like that. But it did have a little movement. She did specify that she is not happy with her purchase and she will be taking it back because of she didn't feel like, one, the quality in the leather was there from what she was expecting, especially because since this is an original or an updated version of an older bag with the same name, okay? And so she really had her high hopes for this bag because of what she knows the bag to be, and it was just completely not in her lane at all, which is understandable, right? And then I watched Scotty's video recently about how Coach is using social media to promote and in their business scheme altogether, right? And he's particularly focusing on influencers, social media influencers who are really, you know, paid employees that are influencing you to buy their stuff. Now, all these videos, I'm just giving you a brief synopsis. Please go and watch these videos in its entirety, because I'm not going to be talking about the same exact things. I am going to be talking about my own opinions, kind of compounding on all three, and also other things I've seen as well that I wanted to talk about. So going to my first statement stating that, especially this last year, I've been very underwhelmed with Coach, even though they've had the greatest social media presence ever. Okay, and I feel like it's a numerous things that has compounded to me feeling this way, and it was really conflicting because I am a Coach lover. Now, I've been a Coach lover when I was younger. When I was younger, I did not have the resources, meaning money and so forth, to buy what I want. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not one of those children to go online and look at Coach's drops or look at the magazines and so forth like that. Whatever was in the house is what I looked at, and I lived with my dad. That was not there, okay? So honestly, my love from Coach came from the women in my life, my mother, my aunts, my grandmother, and so forth, who had Coach bags with them. You see what I'm saying? And I just love the design, I love the style and all that stuff. My first bag was a Coach, my first leather bag was a Coach bag. For the life of me, I do not know where it is. You have not seen this on my channel. It's actually a mini bag, a little tiny bag energy moment. I don't know where it is, and I really do not think I got rid of it because I'm not dumb. Okay, I'm not dumb. Yeah, I say all this to say that, you know, Coach has always had a soft spot in my heart, because, you know, of my experiences as a young girl with the brand and their items and so forth. Now, as an adult, I've been buying it on my own. Besides what I've seen and had myself, I don't really know much about a lot of the older styles that people are talking about. I really don't. So I'm not really that knowledgeable about that. So when people say, oh, these are the originals, you know, because they have the original line, and then they have like things that are, you know, used to be back in the days. I mean, Millie and Autumn Beckman and so forth, and even Caleb Snell and Nancy Carnes, you know, they love and they showcase a lot of these older styles and try to educate us, which I'm really happy for, because I really don't know the evolution about these things. However, from what I do know, at least with the quality and so forth, we do see a decline. And I feel like Coach is trying to straddle the fence between appealing to everyone, because they do want to have the younger crowd buy their items, but they still want to hold on to their core main customers, because that's what kind of built Coach, okay? And it was really fascinating when Autumn Beckman did her video about, you know, how Coach used to describe them as a whole, and also the bags that they hold, how they were advertising it, and the words that they used to describe it. I felt like that was really good that she pointed it out, because you can see a striking difference from today. Obviously, today is different. The Kiers back then is different. And why I'm bringing that up is because for a brand that's trying to appeal to everyone, you have to kind of appeal to the times as well. So with that being said, with the Coach Originals line and so forth like that, I really do like a good amount of it. Do I like it enough to buy? Not so much. Possibly only one or two, but I'm really holding out. And why I'm holding out is because of their new marketing strategy with these social media stuff. So now I'm gonna go into that. I have been pretty much 98% successful in not buying into the Coach craze as of late, okay? This past year, I literally bought one thing, and that was the quilted Coach tabby wristlet. And that was after some time waiting out, because I knew I wanted one, I liked it, but I didn't know which one I liked and which one I would like forever, because that's really key for me. Like, I want to see it and I get butterflies. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sell this, you know? And then I already did a video on it. I settled on the tabby wristlet, and I explained who was the key person that realized that that was the one for me. It was DD Bean. I'll link that video down below. And I also did a comparison to a Coach outlet bag, which I really do like, and I actually do like it more, but I wanted something like that in a different color, and that's what the tabby quilted wristlet did for me. Okay, and I love it. I've worn it many times, a good amount of times I should say, and you know, it's not going anywhere, right? But with this whole probably year or two, I would say, with the Coach craze and their marketing strategy and social media going crazy with all of their bags and people unboxing and showcasing and all that stuff, I have managed, out of all of the bags that has come out, to literally buy only one. I wanted to point that out mainly because this social media craze has turned me off from the brand. But then also it has a catch-22 in it. With all the exposure from it, it's making me realize certain things that I don't like about Coach recently. At this current moment, we have the Empire carry-all and we have the Brooklyn bag that is taking the social media by storm. And I have another video coming out on like why I'm not really spending money on it. So it may seem redundant, but at the end of the day, I like them both. I do. But I'm not gonna spend my money on either of them, because one doesn't look like it's of good quality, which is the Brooklyn bag, at all. I mean, I haven't felt the Brooklyn in person, but from people who have described it, from who have seen it in person and did not like it and gave their review, I mean, a lot of people rave about it, you know, but I feel like it's really good to listen to people who have the opposite side of the spectrum that isn't contrary to popular opinion. Because I say popular opinion because we all know that perhaps some of those popular opinions are not really true opinions, okay? Go and watch Scotty's video. I hope it's okay to call you Scotty, by the way. I hope so. I think it's good, especially when you're trying to figure out if you're gonna buy a bag. Listen to both ends of the spectrum, the good, the bad, the ugly, because if you don't and you only listen to the goods, you sometimes will be completely hoodwinked, right? However, I say all this to say, especially with Nancy Carnes's video and tying in the social media aspect of everything, we are getting bombarded left, right, and center with all these social media stuff. Even this morning, before I was, traveling, today, I watch videos and when I'm in the shower and so forth. I was watching, I'm tempted to I don't know if I should say the person's name, but they are a Coach employee. I did not know they were a Coach employee because I don't really watch their content at all. And I honestly thought it was a person, a consumer walking into the store and showing us the new collection and so forth like that. Because a lot of content creators do that. And I do like that, especially because if you're busy right now, my life is super, super busy. As you guys know, I've been going from a lot of different, travels and, different things. So right now my life is a bit busy. So I can't really look at things as how I want to. So guess what? YouTube is my way of doing so at the current moment. So I was like, oh, let me see, what else is out there, because the Coach Originals was, piquing my interest, especially because it doesn't have that blasted C on there. You have just a nice turn lock closure. I was so happy they went back to that because Lord, I was tired of that C everywhere. Anyway, she's going through the store and then she just casually mentions, I'm an employee and a lot of people come in for this. And I'm like, but wait, can she do this? I was confused. I think because I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, granted, I'm in the healthcare, you know, you cannot film anything, you know, in the hospital, in the lab or anything like that. I'm in healthcare, so, you know, there's different rules and so forth like that. But I think it's a general policy that for companies, they're very careful as to what they want in the public space about their company, right? So granted, if it's whatever sector it is, whether it's healthcare, whether it's journalism, whatever it is, they're very careful of what it is that you say on there. And there is a general rule not to display or mix certain things together. So if you're doing things on your spare time, you know, don't really include your business side of in it, pretty much, where you work and so forth like that. i.e. this channel, right? I even changed the name and so forth because I just I don't want it to tie or hinder or anything. I just want to keep certain things separate. You know, I think it's wise, it's better, and so forth like that. So when I saw, I was like, I don't think, I was like, is she going to get in trouble? I don't think this is right. Is this normal? And then I saw Scotty's video, and then I'm thinking back to Millie's video, and it's just all coming together, and I'm just like, please go and watch Scotty's video, for sure. But a part of me is also like, I mean, and somebody did make a comment about this on Scotty's video. If I could find it, I'll link it up, about how, you know, a lot of influencers, you know, they get paid, right? And because they're paid sponsorship, is a sponsored video, they have to say nice things about it too. So we can't trust, you know, influencers who are not necessarily employees of Coach or a brand in general, but, you know, we can't trust them because guess what? They're going to be messing up their business because guess what? YouTube is their income, you know? So it's just like, you know, perhaps, you know, social media influencers have shot themselves in the foot because they allowed that. I'm not saying he does, and I'm not saying everybody does, but a good amount of them do. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people that we see that have the Coach Empire carryall right now that have bought it, I honestly don't think a lot of them are going to have it 2 years, 5 years from now. I feel like they are going to sell it. I honestly do. They're up on the trends. It's their business. This is what they do. They're giving you tips on what to buy, fall tips, whatever. And I take it with a grain of salt. I just watch them and say, he looks nice. I'm so happy you got it. That's it. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm thinking a little bit more critically. And I kind of said that in Nancy Carnes when I commented. I said, with everything going on and so forth, I feel like I personally have been taking a step back, especially since I've been kind of falling off the bandwagon with, not bandwagon, but I've just, Coach has started to have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, mainly because of certain things I've been seeing. And I'm just like, I've been taking a step back from all the craze, and I've been just watching everything, seeing how it plays out, thinking back of my own emotions with everything, and kind of critically thinking about how I feel about an object. Okay? At the end of the day, it's an object. Okay? We love the bags, but they're an object. And so I've been really stepping back to think about it, and then if I really do like it, you know? And I feel like on top of that, we need to also take a step back and just think thoroughly, like, is this of good quality? You know, not everything is being put to the same standards that we are used to. And it seems like it's from bag to bag or bag design, whatever the case may be. So you also have to be mindful of that, you know? So I've also been taking a step back from that as well, especially with Coach. So yeah, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but getting back to Scotty's stuff with the social media influencers, as I said, I don't think, as I said, he's doing it, but I feel like social media influencers have shot themselves in the foot because of that, because they have been doing promotional videos. They've been doing promotional videos on the sake of, you know, getting money, you know what I mean, promoting their business, you know, it's their source of income, but slyly telling us, you know, this is a really good product, you should buy it, but really and truly, that's not really the full truth or the truth at all. You know what I mean? I do think it was smart of Coach. Let's be honest with ourselves. You have to give credit where credit is due. I think it's really smart of Coach. Although it screws over social media influencers, I think it was really smart of Coach to tap into this while saving money. I do not know how much a brand would pay a social media or content creator, influencer to do a promotional video or a sponsored video, but I'm pretty sure it's not minimum wage. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay? Probably, I don't know, depending on the content creator, probably a couple hundred or a few hundred rather, or a few thousand. I don't know, because I'm not in that space at all. But as I know, for certain content creators, if you have a good social media backing, you can demand more. Just like with work, if you have a lot of credentials, you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of degrees, whatever the case may be, you can demand, okay? And I think that's what comes with social media content creators as well. You can demand when you have a bigger following, right? So I think give credit where credit is due, and Coach is really smart to say, you know what, let's not pay them a big lump sum right now, okay? Let's not do that. Let's just give them a livelihood. And at the same time, we can entice them to, you know, promote our stuff on social media and so forth. And they can perhaps earn a commission through, you know, the videos that they have there. You know, because, you know, YouTube does pay them, you know, depending on your, as I said, how big your channel is and so forth like that. If you get monetized and so forth, you know, you can get money that way, you know? So it can be appealing, it may not be appealing, but it was very smart. That's if they're getting commission on those videos. I wouldn't be shocked if probably it doesn't, but you know, I don't know. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was really smart for Coach to hone in on that and kind of save money that way. And I don't even know if you are, I mean, I've never worked in a retail, but if you are in a retail position, I don't know if a lot of benefits come with that and so forth, because, you know, signing on an employee is not cheap. I mean, it's always more expensive to add on or, you know, add a member to your team. But I'm pretty sure if they were to outweigh the pros and cons and so forth like that, you would have less people that you need to be, there will be less content creators that you need to reach out to because you have people on your staff already doing it. So instead of you trying to go out to at least 20 people that are independent content creators, you have 5 on your staff already that have a huge back following and so forth like that, and you are not paying them a big lump sum. So I'm pretty sure it's cheaper. I'm just doing the math in my head. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper. But perhaps if some content creators, or most, because a lot of them do it, and I feel like a lot of us have been reading between the lines for a while now and calling out on their BS, that you know these are paid stuff and so forth. And even some content creators say that, like, listen, be mindful, this is a business, this is my livelihood. Like, they give those disclaimers sometimes, depending on how truthful some people want to be. Okay, this is turning out to be a longer video than I wanted it to. Hopefully I can condense it. But yeah, so this is my take on everything with regards to Coach. In terms of me personally, I just want to say why I have kind of fallen off is me personally, I don't like to have, or I personally, let me see how I should word this. I personally don't like to have what other people have. I really don't. I like to have a unique collection. And if you are not new to my channel, I may have some few things that are, you know, a handful of things, probably like 5 or 6 that are, you know, of some you would see on other people's channels. But for the most part, no, honey, it's different. Okay, I know what I want, I like what I like, and I don't really particularly like to have what everybody else has. I'm not a follower. I'm not necessarily saying I'm a leader either. I'm a rogue person. I do what I want. Okay, and when I see everybody's getting on, I'm like, I feel like I'm being tricked. So I'm like, I take a step back. Like, what's going on here? Okay, like, why is everybody liking this? Let me look into this deeper. Okay, am I being tricked? Like, I feel like a mind game is going on, which is happening. You know, social media is a mind game. But yeah, so I personally was kind of turned off about it because it's just like, I kind of like low-key Coach. I do. I mean, I do like the fact that people are putting more respect on Coach's name, for sure, because Coach has always been that girl. But as I said in a bag video before, I think Argent Bag Reviews or Agent Bag Reviews did it, and I kind of compounded on it, and you know, I just loved it, about how handbags make me feel. And I talked about it, how Coach just makes me feel trendy. At the end of the day, it gives me the look that I can find from other bag brands, whether all across the spectrum, whatever, but usually higher end, and they give you something at a lower price and with their own flair on it. It's not a dupe, okay? Not at all. You may see like, oh, I can see that, blah, blah, blah. But whatever it is, it gives you a trendy vibe. You're on the current times, is so to speak. And so it's nothing much more than that, apart from the nostalgia and so forth like that. So I personally have kind of taken a step back from Coach, and I haven't really bought anything, mainly because I'm not fazed by this whole social media craze. Personally, it doesn't work on me. I guess that's what it is. It doesn't work on me. If something really truly likes it, social media craze or not, I'll buy it. But to say I'm going to get every single thing, every single one, oh my gosh, I'm losing sleep about it, no. Okay, not saying I haven't had a bag that has plucked my heartstrings. I have. That usually happens. The bags that you see in my closet are the ones that pluck my heartstrings. But when it comes to social media, when I see the hype over it, I don't have any interest anymore. And it's just a repetitive thing. Okay. So yeah, I think this is all that I had to say. I'm trying to jog my brain about it. I think this is all I had to say about Coach and how I've been feeling about them lately. As I said, I'm happy that people are putting respect on Coach's name, but at the end of the day, I feel like most of what Coach has stand for was kind of, I don't want to say this word, but quality, quiet luxury type of situation. It was very under the radar. Retail Coach. Coach outlet has always been more flashy in your face. And if you want that, because from time to time I do too, you can get it there. But retail Coach has been a little bit more very hardcore, quality driven, leather focused, and so forth like that. And most of its core customer base likes that under the radar quality focus. And when it's getting into all this stuff, it's too much. Like Coach Utopia and all these different leathers, regenerative leather. I even spoke about that. Listen, I don't know who is buying that crap. I'm not buying it. Until Coach comes out officially and gives like a whole 10-minute to 15-minute explanation of what regenerative leather and how that process comes to be, I don't want none of it. Okay, because Google is not helping explaining what it is. And I hear that it's come from sustainable farms that do certain practices. I'm not buying that at all either. At all. So all this to say, I feel like there should be a little bit more transparency from Coach. I kind of like, especially when Autumn Beckman showed how they used to be. I would love that right now, especially with other brands and, you know, prices going up and so forth like that. I think something like that would be nice. The Coach Originals seems like they're trying to tap into that side. I have not touched it myself. I do want to see it in person before buying, but yeah, so I think this is all I want to say on this topic. Okay, this is all I want to say on this topic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or understand where I'm coming from at least. Please go and watch all the content creators that I just mentioned because there was a good amount. And if you have not done so already, I think it will give good context of what I'm talking about. And I know I already shared Scotty's video already, so you guys can see it. But I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And if you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about this, please, you know, let's talk in the comment section because I'm really curious to see. Hope you guys are having a good one, and bye.